probably like 9, maybe 10-ish.
At night?
Yeah.
And what context was that?
Oh, she was here in the house. She went to bed probably, well, I don't know what time she went to bed, but all the kids were in the room by like 9:30.
Did she leave in the morning?
No, I got up 4 o'clock in the morning, left 5.
Okay.
Go to work.
Oh, so after I spoke with law enforcement, we went and looked all around town. We were calling her friends. We drove over to Greek Haven because there's a little friend that she used to stay with there, so I went and checked her house. We went and looked in a cave that somebody said that that's where she was going. I don't know. We did, we called and we texted and looked everywhere.
Imagine the comfort of your own room, a sanctuary where every corner echoes with the laughter and dreams of youth. In today's video, we delve into a story that starkly reminds us of the thin veil separating everyday life from unforeseen dread. We unravel the tale of Riley Crossman, a vibrant 15-year-old whose life in West Virginia was abruptly overshadowed by a sinister turn of events. Join us as we step into Riley's world, a gripping saga that challenges our perceptions of safety, trust, and the unimaginable lengths to which desperation can lead. Riley Crossman, born into the scenic tranquility of Berkeley Springs in December of 2003. With a population just shy of 1,000, Berkeley Springs is a place where stories of dreams and aspirations weave through the streets. Riley was no different. A dancer, a singer, and an artist, she represented the model teenage girl full of hopes and vibrant energy. She was everything you wanted your teenage daughter to be like. Her relationship with her boyfriend, Hayden, was the talk of the town. They were madly in love, and the guy was well liked by Riley's family too. Riley's life was a delicate balance between two homes following her parents' amicable divorce. Her days were split between her father, Lance Crossman, a figure of steadfast support, and her mother, Chantel Oakley, whose new love affair with a man named Andy McCauley brought a new dynamic into Riley's life. However, beneath the surface of this ordinary existence, tensions began to simmer. The night of May 7th marked an odd deviation from routine.
I got a phone call, just some preliminary information about a missing 15-year-old Riley Crossman.
It's not abnormal for a teenager to be missing a couple hours.
Chantel was, really struggling to make ends meet. She worked 2 jobs at the time. She would literally finish one shift and then have a short break, and she would start another job. So she worked pretty long hours.
Riley's last seen day unfolded like any other. She went home to her mom's place, where she found her sleeping on the couch. Yet as dusk turned to darkness, an unsettling silence enveloped that household. Later that day, as Chantel got home from her second job, she saw her boyfriend Andy just seated on the couch. Upon seeing Riley's bedroom door shut, she thought Riley called it a day at 10 p.m. On the morning of May 8, Chantel had not heard from her daughter, which was odd because she usually came to her room to say good morning at 7. Nevertheless, Chantel simply assumed Riley had gotten to school early. But then Chantel couldn't reach her daughter the whole day, and when both parents were notified by the school that she never showed up, curiosity quickly turned into panic. Riley Crossman, the beloved 15-year-old, vanished without a trace. None of her friends saw her, and her phone was ringing straight to voicemail. The officers arrived shortly at Chantel's home, and the first thing they did was try to locate her phone. The investigation initially cast a wide net, looking into all possible scenarios: a runaway case, an accidental misadventure, or something more sinister. And with the divorced parents' narrative, a troubled youth escaping home for a new start seemed to fit. Going back to her room in Chantel's house, the authorities noted how messy it was. While this was nothing out of the ordinary for a teenager, something felt weird for the investigators. As the investigation intensified, the police started noticing something unusual in her room.
I feel like I would have noticed her book bag still being here, and especially her glasses, because this is not exactly the way it was. I've been in here digging and looking to see if there was a note or anything like that.
They reportedly saw specks of blood in multiple spots: her blanket, pillow, and under the rugs. As the hours turned into days, the search grew more and more desperate. Chantel was at work during the time, so she was quickly eliminated as a suspect. Then came Andy, the mother's live-in boyfriend. According to him, he saw her that night going to her room between 9 and 10 p.m.
When's the last time you saw her?
Like 9, maybe 10-ish.
At night?
Yeah.
And what context was that?
Oh, she was here in the house. She went to bed probably, well, I don't know what time she went to bed, but all the kids were in the room by like 9:30.
Did you see her leave in the morning?
No, I got up 4 o'clock in the morning, left 5.
Okay.
Go to work.
However, upon careful questioning of Andy's coworkers, they mentioned that he hasn't been at work the entire day. He was reportedly absent for about 4 to 5 hours, and nobody knew where he headed off to.
I'll call him and see if he's up.
So that morning, do you remember if you called him or he called you?
Wednesday morning. I want to say he called.
This particular morning, Andy couldn't wait to go to work.
Plenty of organizations rallied in search of the missing girl, over 300 volunteers in total. So what exactly happened that night? As with most teenage girls, Riley didn't fall asleep immediately after 9 p.m. According to reports from friends, she had been texting them up until around 11, and then suddenly just stopped responding. So her friends thought she probably fell asleep. Interestingly, at past 5 a.m., records showed she was trying to call her boyfriend Hayden. A very unusual time to say the least, and Hayden was fast asleep. But when Riley was reported missing that day, he saw the call log and a message he hadn't read timestamped at past 11 p.m. She said one thing that would steer the investigators in the right direction. Andy was in fact in her room. She ended the message with, "I'm scared." So now the police were on Andy once more, intent on questioning him until he cracked. But Andy kept denying the allegations.
There's many reasons why people might confess to a lesser crime, so a crime that's less serious than the one you're being accused of. And one of the main reasons is to divert the attention of the police and to basically say, hey, look over here. So it's effectively an alibi, or I am trying to muddle up the investigation and say, yes, you caught me, but for this other thing, not for the main thing that you're actually interested in. So it's a distraction technique most of the time.
After all, the only thing they had on him was a text message. Then tests on the discovered blood samples came back, and they were in fact Riley's. Judging from where the blood was on the garments, detectives deduced she was probably held down and subdued, causing her nose and mouth to bleed.
When we go in and we search things, they don't tell me anything because they don't want it tainting how you worked your dog. So in the Riley Crossman case, when we searched the vehicle and we went in, as we are going around the vehicle, we got to that back end of that vehicle, and I saw that change of behavior with my dog. I asked if we could drop the tailgate on the truck. So we dropped the tailgate, he immediately went in, and as he went in, he kind of went up along the head rack area and along the wheel well and up underneath the toolbox area, come back along the driver's side wheel well. And at that point, he gave me an indication.
And the way the dog sniffed that truck, it was clear there had been a body there not long ago. At this point, all roads of culpability were leading to Andy McCauley, but there was still a big puzzle piece missing to build a solid case: Riley's body. With patience and precision, the police proceeded to canvass security cameras around the area to follow the truck's route that day, following him from every corner and every turn. Lo and behold, he was driving to remote locations in the region's countryside.
So the significance of the camera was we had the same truck going out Route 9 at that point in time. We had him leaving the high school, going past the Bank of Charlestown, and this camera here put that vehicle going up Route 9 towards Berkeley Springs.
Then finally, when all hope seemed lost, after 8 grueling days, they found the body of Riley Crossman. The lifeless lady was severely decomposed and was tossed in a riverbank. A brief dental test revealed it was her, and this refocused the police efforts from rescue to justice. Andy was immediately arrested and charged. While no one can tell what really happened that morning, we are left to deduce based on the gathered facts. The trial that followed was a somber procession of facts and testimonies, each piece of evidence adding weight to the case against McCauley. As we reflect on the events that led to such a tragic end, we are reminded of the importance of community, the need for vigilance, and the enduring impact of a young life taken too soon. Like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more true crime tales that send shockwaves through societies. Thank you for watching.